Mr. Tarek Miknas, CEO of the Meccan Group in Middle East and North Africa. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Welcome on Prod.com. Let's talk about the region, especially North Africa region.
Okay.
You are the CEO of the MENA region, but what do you think about the specificity of North African markets?
Well, I think it's a very exciting time right now. You know, I always say that our part of the world has changed more in this last two and a half years than it has in the last 50, 60 years. And of course, very much so where you are in Tunis. But also you can see that the level of creativity is shooting straight up through the roof, and it's getting to the international circuits, and that makes it very, very exciting. Not only this, I think for North Africa, we're talking about a big region, and you know, you have the Arabic-speaking North Africa and Egypt, and then you have the more French-speaking. And again, I apologize, I don't speak French. I wish I did, specifically so that when I come to North Africa, everybody understands me. But I think it's a very exciting time to be there, and I can see that brands are investing more, and brands are taking the Maghreb region much more seriously than ever before, which doesn't mean that they weren't paying attention to it before. But I think that, you know, as the world gets smaller, as the world gets smaller, you find that there's a lot of more local flavor to the work, and I think that that's something that's very important, something that's very exciting for us. So I'm very excited about that part of the world, and I think that it's just going to continue to grow and grow and grow.
Let's talk about global network. For example, North African, it's more close to Europe than Middle East. Do you think that, for example, for network like FP7, you must have headquarters based in North Africa, that a small hub for the region?
You know, geographically, I think you're right. It is closer to Europe, but I think in terms of culture, it's much closer to it's part of the Arab world, and I think that geography matters less than the way that people consume and the way that people think and feel and act. So I don't think it should go into a global hub of Europe, for a couple of reasons. One is the cultural reason, and two is I think that we'll always be more emotional towards our own people, and we'll always be more emotional about trying to make it better and better and better in our part of the world.
How do you define Meccan? It's more strategic company, creative agency, more media and integrated full services. What?
You know, I don't want to speak on behalf of all of Meccan. I'd rather speak on behalf of FP7. But for FP7, I think we've gone through considerable changes over the last couple of years, and I think it's the marriage of all of these things that make a strong agency. So we've always been, in our history, in our 45 years history, we've always been known for innovating. We've always been known for taking risks. We've always been known for pushing the boundaries. But I think in the last couple of years, we're focusing very heavily, of course, on the creative product, because ultimately this is what the consumer reacts to. This is what we're selling, creativity at the end of the day. But I think that the flavor of our creativity is taking a lot more of a local approach. So it's trying to speak to the hearts and minds of a very specific target and to reach them properly, which is why, you know, what we presented today here at the links was all about truths and about human truths and about cultural truths and technological truths and things that are changing the way that we need to communicate with people in this part of the world. So there's a very heavy emphasis on our strategic planning, but ultimately it's the creative product that matters, and of course that's what we're very passionate about, at least for me.
Excellent. Last question. Let's talk about the Tunisian office.
Yes.
FP7. It's one of the biggest ad agency in Tunisia. What do you think about? How do you see the Tunisian agency as a part of the network?
You know, I think that the agency in Tunis, it's always been one of the strongest agencies in the market, you know, and we're very lucky with that. We have fantastic clients, and we have very brave clients there. But I think that looking at the last couple of years, you can see that the new generation of talent that they're bringing in is very exciting for me, because we've invested in a very strong strategic planning practice, and of course you can tell from the awards last year in terms of creativity, we're really starting to score more and more and more and more. I think that the opportunities are even greater, and I think that we're in a position now where you're gonna see that this agency is just gonna keep shining. And it would be so proud for me that one of our North African offices is one of our creative leads in for the whole market. And what we've been doing is we've been bringing this network much closer together. We have strategic planning workshops where people come from all of the markets, including Tunis, including Algeria, including Morocco. We've had a creative community, which is meeting actually in 2 days in our offices here, where all the lead creatives are coming together and trying to help each other and saying, this is what we've done in our market, this is what we've done in the other market, and how it can integrate better. And we're also putting out briefs that are for some of our regional brands and some of the, for example, across most of our network, we all handle Coca-Cola. So why not try to take the talents that we have in Tunis, in Morocco, in Algeria, in Dubai, in Beirut, and put them all together on one brief and create it as a little bit of a competition, but a healthy competition, so that people can really push. And whoever has the best idea, that's the idea that we'll go and sell to the regional client, and we'll try to push that one forward, versus traditionally the regional work is done out of Dubai, which is great. If Dubai comes up with the best ideas, we'll still be pushing for that best idea. But I think clients are looking for great thinking no matter where it comes from in the world. And so having our agencies in the Maghreb getting better and better and better means that the opportunities that are going to be going to the offices there are going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's a very exciting time. We had actually a Coke regional meeting, internal for just us. I mean, the clients maybe are not meeting and trying to come up with regional solutions, but there's no reason why the agency, they are so passionate about this brand in our agency, so there's no reason why they shouldn't all come together and share their stories. What we've done in Egypt that really worked and really created a buzz in our market, maybe that's something that we can take and apply in some of our other markets. So this network is becoming much, much closer, and the geography, the distance between the countries is starting to matter less. The technology brings us all together anyway. You get on the phone with and through a video conference you're in the boardroom in Tunis, or you're in the boardroom in Egypt. So the geography matters, I think, less than the common goal and the collective spirit of the group.
Excellent. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.